Hey guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Naruto is somehow given the power to unlock the Rinnegan movie. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Let's start the story. Congratulations. What? The due date is October 10. The doctor said. Databing. At that point, I felt so much elation. Minato and I are going to have our first child. I couldn't wait to go back home and tell him. Huh? A baby? Minato asked. I'm going to be a mother, Kushina exclaimed. And I'm going to be a father, Minato said, still in disbelief. A mother. I'm going to be a father. A mother. Imagine that, I'm going to be a father. Both Minato and Kushina laughed and hugged each other in elation, although not too tight, so as to not kill the baby. The next few months were the best of the couple's lives. Trying to come up with names for their son, figuring out space in their apartment about where to put their baby, and plus, let's not forget all the clothes that the next Uzumaki baby will have. By the time the beginning of October came around, Jiraiya came to stop by for a visit, while Minato was reading his first book. You're reading my tale of the Gutsy Ninja, huh? But it's still unfinished. The sentences are still childish, and the quality of the rest is bad. Jiraiya said. No, that's not true. The main character is amazing. Minato replied. Oh? Every episode feels like it's a part of your own life, sensei. It's almost like an autobiography. Maybe so, but it didn't sell at all. Maybe next time I should use my strong point and add in more erotic material. The way the main character never gave up, not even at the end, was really cool. The character is just like you, sensei. Do you think so? So, I was thinking, huh? Jiraiya was puzzled about what Minato could possibly want from this book. When our baby is born, we want to raise it to be like the main character. So would it be okay if we named the baby after the main character in your book? Minato asked. Jiraiya, beyond surprise, exclaimed, hey, are you sure you guys want that? It's a name I came up with while eating ramen. Naruto, Kushina came into the kitchen where the two were talking. It's a beautiful name. She smiled and blushed a little at the name. Kushina. Then Jiraiya laughed while scratching the back of his head. If I name him, that makes me his godfather, huh? Are you sure about that? You my sensei after all. You're a man with true skill. I can't think of a finer ninja than you. Minato reasoned. However, if you tell my son about your Ichi series books, then I will personally murder you. Hey, alright. Jiraiya stuttered nervously. It wasn't the first time that he was really nervous around Kushina, that's for sure. Soon after the meeting, on October 10th, Kushina and Minato met with Sandaime and his wife, Bewako, to go over some protocol for delivering a Jinchuriki baby. They had to meet in the cave outside of the village and set up some barriers, including a soundproof barrier. Sandaime even assigned some of his personal Anbu to guard the couple. On their way to the cave, Kushina ran into Uchiha Mikoto, who had already given birth to Sasuke earlier in the year. However, when they finally reached the cave, Kushina's water already broke, and she was in intense pain. Unfortunately for Bewako, she had to carry Kushina the last half mile, which was a real feat considering how heavy she was. It hurts, Databing. Kushina yelled. Thank goodness for the soundproof barrier, because Konoha could have hurt her without it. Right now, Kushina was lying down on who knows what with Minato desperately trying to keep the Kyuubi seal from completely becoming undone. I've never seen Kushina in so much pain. Is she alright? Minato nervously asked. Of course she's alright. Never mind that. Just stay focused on Kyuubi seal. Bewako said. Meanwhile, Kushina continued to scream in pain. But, Minato nervously pleaded. You're the Yondaime Hokage. Act like one. A man would have dropped dead from such pain long ago. But women are strong. Bewako reassured me. However, outside the cave, a strange man with a brown mask with black stripes and a black outfit finished off the final Anbu guard. Now, to capture the Kyuubi, and maybe even an added bonus, the man thought, as he slipped through the cave's walls. Finally, after so much pain, the couple could finally hear the screams of their new baby. As he exited the womb. Feeling so much relief and joy at the same time, the couple relaxed for a little bit and looked onward at their son. Naruto, I finally get to see you, Kushina said weakly, still recovering from all the pain that came with the birth of her son. Minato proudly looked on. As the baby was taken away momentarily to be cleaned off. Alright, I know you've been through hell, but I'm going to completely seal the Kyuubi. Minato said. At that moment, however, Bewako and her assistant, Tachi, were taken out by the masked man. The Yondaime Hokage Minato steps away from the Jinchuriki. Otherwise, I will steal your son 1 minute after his birth, the masked man threatened. How did he get past the barrier and take out the Hokage's Anbu? Minato thought. At that point, the seal on the Kyuubi looked like it couldn't hold a fly. And it was only getting worse. Torn between his wife and his wife, Minato looked frantically at the masked man, while trying to figure out a plan to save them both. Once again the masked man threatened, get away from the Jinchuriki. He slowly started to back away towards the exit when Minato shouted, wait, calm down. Speak for yourself. I'm as calm as I can be, Minato. As he started to run off, Minato flashed right in front of him and attempted to hit him. Upon doing so, he realized that he was passing right through him, and his attack had no effect. However, he was able to rescue his son, and flashed off upon discovering that the blanket holding Naruto was covered in exploding tags that were seconds away from going off. Quickly he flashed back to his home, where he laid Naruto to rest on the blankets prepared for his room. "Naruto, you stay here. I have to go rescue your mother," Minato whispered. Meanwhile, the masked man prepared to remove the Kyuubi from Kushina in a remote area. "What do you want?" Kushina asked. "I'm going to pull the Kyuubi out from under you, and destroy Konoha," the masked man replied calmly. Kushina gasped. "What? Because of your recent childbirth, the Kyuubi's seal has weakened dramatically. Now, extracting the Kyuubi from you will be a piece of cake. Do you know how long I have waited for this moment?" With that, the masked man placed it on the Kyuubi, and ordered it to come out. "Good. Now we head straight to Konoha," the masked man said. Somehow, after the Kyuubi was extracted, Kushina was still alive. Hulda Kushina weakly threatened him. "You Uzumaki ninja are amazing. Even after this is extracted, you are still alive. Wouldn't it be fitting for the Kyuubi to destroy its former container?" the masked man asked rhetorically. However, as the Kyuubi attacked Kushina with the final blow, Minato was able to flash in and rescue her. Not long after, he flashed back to their home so that she could rest with Naruto at her side. "Minato, thank you. Good luck," Kushina said weakly. "I'll be right back," Minato said. As the Kyuubi continued to attack the village, Minato finally arrived on top of Hokage Mountain at the peak of the Kyuubi's assault. However, as soon as he arrived, the Kyuubi fired a Bijuu-dama right at Hokage Mountain. Using his flying rage and jutsu, Minato sent it out of the village to the local mountain range. However, the masked man got behind Minato before he could report to the Sandaime about what had happened. Wanting to counter, Minato swung his kunai into the man's face, or so he thought. Actually, his hand slipped through his entire body. "How did I miss from point-blank range?" Minato thought. Suddenly, the man grabbed him by the arm and started to suck him into another dimension. Wanting to escape quickly, Minato flashed behind the mountain into a desolate forest area when he first rescued Naruto. "My attack miss. But then he materialized and tried to drag me in." Minato thought about his opponent. Suddenly, the masked man appeared before his eyes using a similar teleportation like Minato's, except for the fact that he goes into another dimension. "Why are you doing this?" Minato asked. "Why?" the masked man replied. "Well, you could say for fun, you could also say it's for war or it's for peace. This man has some dangerous ideology. There's no way I can go back to Konoha because he will just follow me there, and the entire battlefield will become chaotic. I just have to defeat him here," and now Minato thought. As he started to race over to the masked man, who followed suit. Minato's first attack intended to ram the kunai into his body, but once again he slipped through the masked man, and ended up caught in the chains the man wore on his wrists. Before he could use his, Minato flashed another kunai on the ground. "He intends on trying to suck me into him after materializing into his own body. However, the risk of his attack is right when he materializes. Therefore, the winner of this match will be the one who is the second fastest." Minato again charged right at the masked man, although, this time he threw his kunai right at his head, expecting it to pass through. He then created a Rinnegan in his right hand, waiting for the man to materialize as soon as possible. As the kunai passed through his head, the man indeed grabbed Minato's arm. "I win," the masked man thought. His thoughts were interrupted, however, when Minato flashed to the kunai he just threw, and slammed the Rinnegan into the masked man, creating a shunshin marking on his back. As the man retreated back a little, his injuries started to catch up to him. His arm was hurt badly, which made him release his hand from his body. "I must say, you got me. I shouldn't have let my guard." "With this, the Kyuubi is no longer yours," Minato said. At that instant, the Uchihas on the Kyuubi were released, and its eyes returned to their original shape. The masked man gave up, retreating back into his teleportation. As he was leaving, he gave Minato these last words. "I must hand it to the Yondaime Hokage. You wounded me, and managed to separate me from the Kyuubi. However, Kyuubi and Naruto's Rinnegan will eventually become mine. I am going to rule the world, and there are so many ways to go about doing that." With that, the masked man disappeared from view. That tone of his, he's not joking around, but how does he know that Naruto can unlock the Rinnegan? Minato thought. However, he needed to rush back to the town, while the others were distracting Kyuubi. They had managed to drive the Kyuubi outside the village, thanks to the help of the Sandaime and Emma. However, the Kyuubi was creating another Bijuu-dama, and nobody could stop it. Suddenly, Minato flashed on top of the Kyuubi with his summon, Bunta, before the Kyuubi could fire it on the village. Finally, Minato was able to flash the Kyuubi out of the village, and this time he brought Naruto and Kushina together with him. Kushina was able to bind the Kyuubi with her chakra chains extending out her back. This, however, woke up Naruto, as he started to cry again. "Did I wake you up, Naruto?" "Sorry," Kushina said quietly. Then she turned her attention to her husband. "I'm going to pull in the Kyuubi with me in my death. That way we can delay the revival of the Kyuubi. I'll be able to save you with the little amount of chakra I have left." She had to catch her breath a little bit. As she continued, "Thank you for everything you've done for me." Naruto started to stop crying. As Minato pleaded with Kushina didn't worry. You don't need to die in order to save us. Kushina looked up with an astonished look on her face. What possible seal could stop the Kyuubi and save the village? Unless, because I've been able to develop a new one that can seal the Kyuubi into Naruto, and you don't have to die at the same time, Minato explained. We can seal with the Haki Fuin, but we have to use the Death Reaper seal. But, won't you die in return? No, he won't have to. The two spun their heads around to see that Uchiha Shisui had broken through their barrier and was walking toward them. I see you two truly care about your son, and I know my life is ending soon, so I'll do it, Shisui reasoned. Wait a minute, I thought you drowned years ago. How are you still alive? Minato questioned. It doesn't matter right now. Besides, I'll be able to give this boy the power of the Rinnegan when he grows older. You see, when the powers of the Uchiha and Senju are combined, then the person has the ability to obtain the Rinnegan. Not only do I save your lives, but grant your son a new power. I'm about to die anyway, Shisui explained. So does that mean the masked man predicted all this would happen? Minato thought. However, he personally knew that Shisui would do any mission for Konoha, so he knew he wouldn't dare to betray his village. Fine then. Do as you wish. Thank you, Yondaime, Kushina-sama. Shiki Fujin, Haki Fuin, Reaper Death Seal, 8 Trigram Seal. Naruto, wake up before I heave your sorry ass out the window again. I'm up. The clock read 7 o'clock. As the sun was just rising, the sky was still tinted orange among the clouds. As fall was quickly approaching. This meant that the academy was starting today for Naruto. Plus, since Naruto was already high Chunin or low Jounin level, Minato entered him into the last grade of the academy. Naruto lazily woke up out of bed, showered, and got changed into his orange jacket and black anbu pants his dad gave him for his birthday. Having been trained by the Yondaime sure had its benefits. Naruto already had 3 affinities in wind, water, and fire, plus, he knew several for each element. In addition, Naruto had total access to the Hokage's library and personal gym. And yes, I made Naruto red. Naruto walked into the kitchen where breakfast was already made. Thankfully, Kushina was the one who was making it this morning. Let's just say that Minato tried and failed terribly in making meals in this household. All he could do was make toast and cereal, barely. Again, let's just say thank goodness their kitchen had a fire extinguisher. Have a good first day at the academy, Naruto. Minato encouraged his son to try and make friends the first day. Just because he was the Hokage's son doesn't automatically mean everybody liked him. Well, some of the girls in the village still find him very attractive. Where do you think you're going without saying goodbye, Naruto? Kushina asked menacingly. Johnny, Naruto said, as he flashed off to the academy. And see ya. Honestly, Naruto needs to learn his manners around adults. Right, Minato? Kushina asked. However, Minato was completely ignoring her reading the paper. Minato, how dare you ignore me? Kushina yelled, as she went over to smack her husband in the face. Sorry, Kushina. Minato apologized, as he sheepishly rubbed the back of his head where he was just hit and smiled apologetically. And I wonder where he got such poor manners, Kushina questioned rhetorically, as she walked away. Once Naruto got there, he was bewildered at the sight of so many kids that were waiting outside the academy. Most of them were just wannabe ninjas just for show, while others were waiting to prove their worth to their families, who were generations of shinobi. However, before he could think about it much longer, the bell rang, and children started to enter. Naruto, having been here before with his father, immediately spotted Iruka, who would be his teacher this year, as soon as possible. As Naruto entered the classroom, all the students perked their heads up to see that Yondaime's son was entering their grade. Naruto, seeing that he was the center of attention all of a sudden, became really shy in front of the class. Everyone was taller than him because Naruto was placed in the last grade before becoming a genin. Even though he could spar with anyone and still win, he was really nervous when it came to public introductions. Good morning, class. Today we have a new student with us, Namikaze Naruto Iruka. Namikaze Naruto, isn't that the Hokage's son? Were among the murmurs that the class started to talk amongst themselves. Too nervous to speak, Naruto turned to Iruka, who knew about his shyness in public. Alright, you take that seat up in the back of the class next to the window, now. Quickly moving to his seat, Naruto glanced over at everybody shyly. As he took his seat, everyone else was bewildered, however. Shouldn't the son of the Yondaime Hokage be more social than he is right now? Naruto, wanting to distract himself from the attention, turned to his classmate. Nice to meet you, Naruto. Name is Soden Nar. Nice to meet you too, Soden. Nar. Oh yeah. That's the clan with really high IQs, even though they're really lazy. Naruto thought. The rest of the day went by like a breeze. History and strategy were 2 of the most boring classes, yet Naruto was able to impress both the class and Iruka with his superior knowledge and complicated strategies that compared to those of the Nar clan. Later, the class moved outside to practice kunai and shuriken throwing. At least these people know how to throw a kunai, Naruto thought, as he looked over at the first graders who were just starting out. They didn't even know how to properly hold a kunai. However, there were 2 people who stood out amongst the smaller kids. One of the girls had pink hair, and Naruto had never seen her before today. Must be from a civilian family, he thought. The other boy was the only person who could throw the shuriken somewhat accurately, and not completely fail to miss the target from 10 feet away. After kunai and shuriken training, the last part of class included sparring with others in the group. Naruto, being the smallest of the bunch, and the Hokage's son, was chosen a lot by the bigger kids who challenged him to duel. However, despite their size difference, Naruto easily took down each of the people who challenged him. It wasn't even close. Naruto could find the weakness in any fighting technique and counter every one of them. The only difficulty here was that the kids were twice his size, but that just made sparring all the more fun and challenging. At the end of the day, his muscles were pretty sore due to all the challenges. As the final bell rang, Naruto was walking down the hallway again to see the girl with the pink hair once more. She wore a red ribbon on her head, and her forehead was a bit larger than the others, but that didn't matter to him. He wondered if it was love at first sight. However, he wasn't going to graduate with her, so he moved the thought to the back of his head and headed over to Ichiraku. "Welcome back, Naruto," the old man exclaimed. As Naruto entered. "Hey, old man." The usual pork miso ramen Naruto ordered. As he greeted Tsuchi and Ayam, his daughter, on the way in. This was his favorite place to eat. As a kid after working out with his dad in the forest. Back then, Naruto would always have his dad's undivided attention. As he was taught new in every element. Usually, Naruto was able to pick it up within a week. However, his dad has become much busier now with the Chunin exams coming up soon, and rumors of Orochimaru now in control of Itaga and his political scheme. Coming to Ichiraku and talking to Tsuchi and Ayam was like talking to his grandfather and cousin. It gave him some sort of relief against his mom's antics to get him to eat vegetables and behave like he would ever do that. "Hey Naruto. What's new?" Ayam asked. "Well, I just started the academy today," Naruto said, wearily sitting at his normal spot. "Hey, that sounds fun," the old man said. As he continued to cook Naruto's ramen. "Yeah, but I honestly don't know why I can't just skip it and go straight to Genin. Honestly, there are so many people in my grade, if I were to actually go the regular track, that they can't even throw kunai correctly or fight seriously against me. I want to be challenged by other real shinobi," Naruto complained. "Well, do you want to become Hokage?" Ayam asked. "Of course. Then you have to pass the academy first," Ayam argued. "Here you go," Tsuchi exclaimed. As he handed Naruto his food. "Thanks, old man." Naruto began to dig into his meal quite rapidly. Naruto was always one of their best customers. Once, after training for 2 days straight on one of his new, he was able to stomach 15 bowls of ramen in less than 20 minutes. Needless to say that nobody has ever come close to that mark since. After thoroughly finishing his bowl, Naruto thanked the old man and Ayam and flashed back home. "Welcome back home, Naruto. How was your first day at school?" Kushina asked. "Easy as pie. Some of the kids there couldn't even throw kunai correctly, Mom. Can I please just move up to Jounin right now?" "No. I will not let my 8-year-old son take on A-rank missions when you clearly don't have the experience of the real world." "But Mom, it can't be that hard to take on D-rank missions," Naruto begged. Kushina scoffed. "I know that. However, everyone has to go through the same process to become a ninja. There's no getting out of the academy. Besides, tons of kids would rather just go straight to the Genin test and not go to school. You're just like Itachi. He only had to take the last 2 grades in the academy before graduating. You only have to take 1 year, though. Be patient, after the academy, then you can progress to Jounin. As fast as you want." Naruto sighed. "Fine." 1 year later. "Naruto. Wake up before I dump a waterfall onto your bed." "I'm up," Naruto groggily responded to his mother's threat. Today was the day that he would meet his teacher. As expected, Naruto passed the first test with flying colors. To say the least, Naruto was still really nervous. He didn't really get much sleep last night thinking about what his teacher would be like. He really hoped his dad would choose some really cool ninja as his teacher. For crying out loud, he's the Hokage's son. He was the next prodigy of Konoha. Quickly, Naruto dressed up in his normal clothes and rushed into the kitchen for his breakfast. "Oh, Minato. You better hope that man doesn't teach my precious son that awful habit of his," Kushina complained. As Minato told her the identity of his sensei. Curious, Naruto waited a while longer behind the wall, trying to find out who his new teacher would be. However, this did not go unnoticed by his parents, as they spotted him behind the wall. "Naruto, why don't you just come out?" Minato asked. Naruto cursed himself for not masking his chakra beforehand. Dad. Nothing gets past you." "Of course not, I'm Hokage if you forgot. Besides, it was weird why our son didn't come rushing into the kitchen when he's 2 minutes away from being late for meeting his new team," and Sensei Minato reasoned. Caught off guard, Naruto frantically looked at the clock and saw that his father was right in his suspicions. Shit, Naruto thought. He quickly grabbed some pancakes and flashed off to school. "Have a good day." He's gone. He couldn't have said goodbye before leaving. Kushina questioned Minato. "Wouldn't you want to hurry to school to find your new sensei?" Minato argued. True, but that will make him lazy in the future. As Naruto flashed to the academy, he saw that everyone who passed the first exam, which he aced, was crammed into his classroom. He saw some unfamiliar faces that were part of another teacher in their same grade. As he took his seat, he looked outside the windows and started to think about the teacher and team his father assigned for him. Alright everybody, take a seat and calm down, Iruka shouted from the front of the classrooms. With that, the entire room steadily went quiet. Thank you. First of all, congratulations to all of you for passing the first part of this test. However, just because you passed this test doesn't automatically assure you are now a ninja. Everyone shuddered and gasped except Naruto, who already saw this coming. I'll let your teachers explain the rules, but this is not your last test. Each teacher is different, but I would suggest you take this seriously. Now, onto the teams, Iruka said to the crowd, who were even more nervous now. Again, Naruto was the only exception. Eventually, Iruka finally announced his team. Team 7. Namikaze Naruto, Higashi Narumi, Shirei Mitsuo. Well, it could have been worse, I guess, Naruto thought. As he looked over to his new teammates, Narumi was really smart and could prove to be an asset. She wore a dark blue shirt that hung over her waist a little, which met her red ninja pants. And I'm not an expert on women's clothing terminology or any fashion terminology in general. Narumi had brown hair with a small scar on her left cheek. However, Mitsuo was a pain in the neck. He was loud and obnoxious. In addition, he wears a bright neon yellow ninja uniform that screams "Kill me now," while claiming to be the second coming of the Yellow Flash. You're right, more like yellow crap. As Iruka finally finished announcing all the teams met up with each other. Narumi sat in the middle with Naruto to her left and Mitsuo on her right. They waited patiently. As the other senseis took their students outside the room, well, they had to wait for it. And if you really want to know what this means, PM me. Getting bored, Mitsuo started to complain loudly. What the hell? Why isn't sensei here yet? Calm down, Mitsuo. I'm sure he has a good reason. Try to be patient, Naruto calmly said. What's with you? And backing up his severe tardiness. Wow, I'm surprised you know what that even means, dead last. Why you? Calm down, boys. Narumi yelled at them, effectively ending their argument. However, their sensei was actually watching their conversation from within the walls. It feels like I already know their story. Their personalities match our team, he thought. He finally entered the room where his genin was waiting for him. You're so late, sensei. Mitsuo yelled, earning him a large bump on his head courtesy of Narumi. Naruto's eyes just widened, ignoring his teammate's remark. Wow, my dad went all out in getting the copy ninja hat of Kakashi. As my sensei. Naruto thought. He practically knew all about Kakashi's, and the fact that he was also the prodigy of his generation. His arsenal was the only one who came close to his, and of course, Kakashi knew all of this beforehand. He was Naruto's private tutor when Minato was busy, which is partly the reason why Naruto has already learned so much. Well then, my first impressions of you guys, I hate you. Everyone felt a sunken feeling at that point, even Naruto. How about we introduce ourselves up on the roof? Kakashi asked. As he flashed up to the roof, Naruto followed suit, only surprising his teammates. Let's see, how about you all introduce yourselves? Introduce ourselves. What should we say? Narumi asked. What you like, hate, your dreams, and hobbies. Something like that, Kakashi suggested. As he folded his arms. Why don't you go first, sensei? Narumi asked. Me? I'm Hada Kakashi. I have no intention of telling you my likes and dislikes. Naruto already knew about them, though. He knew it had to do with those perverted books his father and Kakashi would talk about. As for my dream, I have a few hobbies. Kakashi ended his introduction. So all we got out of that was his name, Narumi said sadly. Now it's your turn. First, brown hair. Kakashi said. Me? My name is Higashi Narumi. My likes are reading and helping out at the hospital with my older sister. My dislikes are boys who constantly argue. My goal is to become the best medic ninja in Konoha, surpassing the Sannin. I already mentioned my hobbies, but I also like watching the sunset on my roof, though my mother doesn't like me being on the roof. Narumi said. Well, at least she will be a nice addition. Can't hurt to have a ninja with medic experience on the team, Kakashi thought. Next, my name is Shirei Mitsuo. I like playing shogi with my family, even though they beat me every time. My dislikes are stuck-up, arrogant people. Naruto glared at him. My goal is to be Hokage of this village. Naruto scoffed at his last remark. If anyone was going to be Hokage, it would be him. Last person. Name is Namikaze Naruto. I like Ichiraku ramen and sparring with my father. My dislikes are annoying people who call themselves ninja. And harsh, I know, but this is my story. My goal is to become the best Hokage in history, surpassing the Yondaime. My hobbies are studying and training. Hey, I am not annoying. Mitsuo yelled. Then why are you yelling? Naruto asked calmly. Alright, that's enough of that. Now, as I assumed, I'm sure Iruka told you that just because you passed the first test doesn't automatically make you a ninja yet. Both Mitsuo and Narumi shivered. Kakashi continued. Tomorrow is the survival training test. Make sure to show up at training grounds number 7. Unless you don't want to throw up, I suggest that you don't eat breakfast. Alright, dismissed. With that, Naruto flushed away back to his home, while the other two walked home. The next day, Sensei is so late. Mitsuo complained. Will you quiet down a little? Naruto asked. He, of course, was the first person out here, and landscaped the area while setting up some of his own traps. In addition, he actually ate breakfast because his mother and father all knew that the Kakashi always told his genin not to eat beforehand. However, Mitsuo and Narumi wish they actually ate right around now, and regret not bringing anything to eat. Who asked you to chime in? Boys, stop the fighting already. We're on the same team for crying out loud. Eventually, we're going to have to work together at some point, Narumi said. I have no objections to that, Naruto added. Mitsuo finally gave in. Just as the conversation ended, Kakashi appeared in front of them. Yo. Good morning. You're late, Sensei. Mitsuo and Narumi yelled. Naruto ignored them. The black cat crossed my path, so Kakashi explained. It was safe to say that everybody became a little nervous after this statement. Let's move on, Kakashi said. As continued. He set up an alarm clock on a stump. Alright, the alarm is set to 12 p.m. He then rose up 2 bells in his hand, letting them jingle in the wind. Today's objective is to get one of these bells from me before the alarm goes off. Whoever doesn't get one will not get any lunch. He or she will be tied up onto that log over there while I eat your lunch right in front of you. Right now, both Mitsuo's and Narumi's stomachs started to growl loudly. But wait, why are there only 2 bells? Narumi asked. Since there are only 2, at least one of you will be tied to the log. That person will fail since he or she failed to complete the mission. That person will go back to the academy. Kakashi explained. Everyone at once got a determined look on their faces. It might just be one or all 3. You can use your shuriken. You won't be able to get these from me unless you come at me like you're going to kill me. Kakashi continued. But, isn't that a little dangerous? Narumi questioned. No, you shouldn't really get beat up by a bunch of genin. We'll start on my way. Everybody got into their battle stance. Ready? Start. Naruto flushed away while Narumi jumped away. However, Mitsuo stayed right in his place. Aren't you a little off here? Kakashi asked him. Fight me fair and square right here, right now. Mitsuo demanded. As he dashed toward him, with his fist ready to strike. Instead of getting ready for his attack, Kakashi pulled out a strange book. Naruto recognized it as one of the Icha Icha series books. He really doesn't expect to take us seriously. Well, wait till he falls for my trap. Naruto evilly thought. Meanwhile, Kakashi kept evading all of Mitsuo's punches. Suddenly, he appeared behind him, forming a tiger seal. He's going to use ninjutsu against the genin, Naruto thought. After Mitsuo suffered the wrath of Senengarashi and 1,000 years of pain, Kakashi resumed reading his book. As he looked for his other genin. However, he walked across one of Naruto's hidden wires, which set off one of his traps. This set off 50 kunai that Kakashi wasn't really expecting. Bingo, Naruto thought. As he started to carry out his plan. Kaiten Kakakyu no Jutsu. Kakashi turned around to see Naruto's attack, whipping out his Sharingan just in time to avoid it. However, Naruto didn't give him any break. As he continued his assault. Suiten Kitsune Kuru. At that point, Kakashi was already standing next to the river, so Naruto's attack flashed right in front of him in mere milliseconds. However, Kakashi's Sharingan once again saved him. As he knew dealing with the yellow flash's sun is not one easy task. Right after he evaded the attack, Naruto flashed right in front of him, starting a Taijutsu attack. Thanks to his speed and the Kyuubi's chakra, Naruto was able to compete with the Jounin. After dodging a few attacks, Kakashi finally slipped a little, which Naruto exploited easily with a strong uppercut and landed a punch to his jaw. However, he later found out that he was only fighting a bunchin. Damn it, as expected from a Jounin, I need to find Narumi and Mitsuo to keep him busy, Naruto thought. As he went to go find them, Naruto found Narumi caught in a higher level and Mitsuo hanging by a rope. Seriously, Mitsuo? Naruto thought. After calming them down, Naruto discussed his strategy with them. Alright, in order to beat Sensei, we'll need to work together. That's the main objective of his genin tests from what my father said, Naruto reasoned. Then why were you trying to take him out by yourself? Mitsuo demanded. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that we will get those bells in the next 20 minutes, Naruto reasoned. Ready? Yeah, they both replied. Kakashi was the least to say unimpressed with his other genin, while Naruto didn't even deserve to be here. He thought he was more than a genin. However, he sensed that everybody was close to each other ready to ambush him. So they're finally going to work with each other now, eh? Kakashi thought. Cage Shuriken no Jutsu. Without a moment's notice, hundreds of shuriken flew his way. Just barely evading, Naruto flashed in front of him again. This time, he mainly focused on cornering Kakashi into their trap, where Mitsuo and Narumi were waiting to grab the bells. Naruto made sure this time that Kakashi was not a clone. After Naruto landed a wheelhouse kick so quickly the Sharingan couldn't catch up to it in time, Kakashi realized that both Mitsuo and Narumi were right behind him, aiming for the bells on his belt pocket. Even though Kakashi caught himself just in time to send both of them away, Naruto flashed right in front of him, while he was still distracted by the other two. After the bells were snatched, Kakashi turned around to see that his bells were gone. Shocked, he saw Naruto a few feet away from him holding the bells. "Gotcha-sensei," Naruto said, as the alarm rang. 1 week later, Kakashi treated the whole team to Ichiraku ramen after being defeated by his team of genin. Well, Naruto was the complete opposite of genin, considering how he just defeated him at his own test. Nevertheless, he did have some help from his teammates, which never hurts. However, this whole week has been full of 5+ D-rank missions every day, and training on top of that. Least to say, Naruto was bored and tired at the same time, which he has never felt until now. Needless to say, their teamwork has improved drastically, but this didn't make things better. Mitsuo still yells annoyingly whenever he gets another D rank, which Naruto agrees with silently, and Narumi still whacks him, and Mitsuo for no apparent reason. Ugh, life. As a genin sucks. After the umpteenth D rank mission, Team 7 reported to the Hokage's office once again. "Hokage-sama, Team 7 would like another D rank Kakashi to start before he was interrupted." "No? Kakashi-sensei, there's seriously got to be a more exciting and meaningful mission than just D ranks. Honestly, we beat you on your own test." Mitsuo complained, earning him a smack from Narumi. "Be respectful to sensei and Hokage-sama, Mitsuo," Narumi said, although that didn't mean she didn't secretly agree with Mitsuo. "But, Mitsuo has a point, sensei, and Tusan," Naruto said. "The Chunin exams are coming up, and we need the experience from a C-rank mission or higher. As expected from my son to pick up on that," Minato thought. "Fine. There's a C-rank mission from a man who resides in the country of the wave. Here's the mission details. You all leave in 3 days." Minato explained. "Alright. Naruto, your dad's the best," Mitsuo exclaimed, as they left the office. "Yeah, I know," Naruto agreed. "Just needs a little influence, right?" He turned to wink at his father before leaving with his team, leaving Kakashi and Minato by themselves. "You sure about sending Naruto out on a C rank?" Kakashi asked. "It's better than having him complain to me about it. Also, he's capable of handling B rank by himself. It's just that I'm not ready to send him out to do that just yet," Minato explained. With that, Kakashi bowed slightly and flashed away like an anbu. 3 days later, and I know I'm fast-forwarding too much, but hey. The quicker I go, the faster I get to Narasakuche. "Naruto, you better wake up if you want to get ready in time for your first C rank," Kushina told her son. "Wow, this is the first time you're not yelling at me to get my ass out of bed," Naruto replied, as he slowly woke up. "It's 7 o'clock. Unless you don't get up, then I will," Kushina threatened by Kushina. With that, Naruto shot up out of bed. Alright, I'm up." Naruto was getting ready into his battle attire, which consisted of his black anbu pants, but he also added his chainmail armor underneath his brand new black jacket. Meanwhile, Kushina was in the kitchen cooking breakfast with Minato reading the paper. "Oh, Minato, what if he gets hurt? What if there are thugs that are A rank or higher?" Kushina worried out loud. "Calm down, Kushina. It's just an escort mission. Besides, the country of the wave doesn't have any shinobi force. I'm not sending my 8-year-old son out to die on a C rank." Minato tried to calm his wife. "But still, the country of the wave is asking for an escort mission. If it doesn't have ninja, why on earth are they asking for a mission from Konoha of all places? Now, I'm sure that Naruto will be just fine. Besides, I didn't pick Kakashi to be his teacher for nothing." Fine. With that, Naruto flashed into the kitchen, quickly grabbed his breakfast, and flashed out the door. "Naruto, get your ass back in here." Upon arriving, Naruto saw he was the second one there with Kakashi being the first, which was a rare occurrence. "Sensei, you're actually on time." "Well, when there's a mission, I feel that it's wrong to be late." Both Narumi and Mitsuo both shared the same reaction that Naruto just had when they arrived together. "So what's up, lovebirds?" Naruto asked, noticing that their hands were touching. With that, both of them blushed, and quickly removed their hands from the other. After the team met together, they turned around, and saw a white-haired drunk old man walking up to them. He wore an outdated-looking hat with a gray shirt and brown pants. "Hey, my name is Tazuna." "Wait, what? I thought I paid for a C-rank mission to escort me back, not some chump genin," he replied drunkenly. Kakashi butted in before Mitsuo yelled at him. "Hello to you too. I'm the team leader here," had Kakashi. "Don't worry, the shinobi here can fulfill your mission to its extent, and I will make sure of that." "TSK, you better hope so," Tazuma remarked. He was shocked, however, to see one of the ninja on the team that resembled the yondaime surprisingly well. "Aren't you the Hokage's son?" "Yeah, you got a problem with that?" Naruto asked. "Not just the opposite," Tazuna replied. With that, the 5 of them headed out on their way. As the group reached a small clearing along the way, only Naruto and Kakashi were able to spot a small puddle on the side of the road. "Weird, there hasn't been any rain here in a while," Naruto thought. Suddenly the group heard the rubbing of chains, making their way to wrapping around Kakashi, effectively destroying his body into rubble. Narumi screamed, and Mitsuo went back to protect Tazuna because he could barely move. "One down, 3 more pipsqueaks left to go," said one of the men. However, Naruto went right to work, flashing right in front of the first guy. Rinnegan, as he smashed the first guy with a, he started a taijutsu battle with the other. Despite his small size, Naruto used incredible speed, thanks to the use of Shunshin no, and his large level of chakra to overwhelm the mysterious attacker. Although he was poised to finish him off, he saw Kakashi catch the guy in a headlock before snapping his neck, effectively killing him off. Heh, show off, Naruto commented. Kakashi-sensei. Narumi shouted in relief. What? Mitsuo was stunned to say the least, until he turned around to see where Kakashi's body was. It was actually a replacement. Sorry for not helping you earlier, Naruto. But, I figured you had it taken care of. Kakashi said. Naruto scoffed. You two will work later on freezing up like that. Wow, I was saved by these Jin, Tazuna thought, as he gained a new appreciation for the shinobi. Later on in the force, as the group continued on, Kakashi talked with Tazuna separately while Naruto listened in. Tazuna, why are level ninjas wanting to kill you? Kakashi asked. Okay, it's not as it seems. To be honest, the country of the wave right now is really poor. This man, Gato, came over and completely took over the place like it was his own. He hired mercenaries and ninjas to ransack the place, in addition to cutting off our trade routes, while he makes a profit. The bridge I'm building right now would eliminate our dependency on those trade routes and put our economy back on its feet. However, this would mean that Gato couldn't keep control over the town, and his profits would plummet, thus the reason why he hired ninjas to kill us, especially me, the head carpenter Tazuna explained. That's the reason why I could only afford to pay for a C-rank mission, hoping that your Chunins could help get rid of them instead of some genin. Naruto scoffed silently. However, it turns out that your team here has none other than the Yellow Flash's son, so I feel a little guilty about my first impressions. Tazuna said. Yeah, you better, Naruto thought. Well, we're glad nobody has gotten hurt, Kakashi remarked. Tazuna agreed, nodding his head. He has slowly moved on from his previously drunken state as the trip progressed. However, as they said that, they felt the presence of an enemy closely nearby. Naruto Kakashi nudged. Yeah, I know, Naruto added. All of a sudden, a sword that was aimed right at their heads was quickly approaching from behind them. Everyone, duck, Kakashi warned, as he pulled Tazuna down with him. Everyone followed suit as the sword zoomed past them and hit a nearby tree. Then, they saw a mysterious ninja with bandages over his face from his nose down to his neck appeared on top of the sword. The mysterious ninja began to chuckle. My, if it isn't Konoha dogs that get to be my victims this time. He's Kakashi. Momochi Zabuza, from the hidden village of the mist, Naruto finished. Chen, sounds like you did your homework there, little brat. Too bad that information won't help you, Zabuza mocked. Everybody, stand back and protect Tazuna. Naruto, you be my backup. Kakashi ordered. As he lifted up his headband to reveal his Sharingan, Roger said that the team responded. As they went into a defensive position around Tazuna. I'm guessing you're Hida Kakashi of the Sharingan, Aka the copy ninja, and it looks like the Yellow Flash's son, Namika's Naruto. I'm going to have fun with this fight, Zabuza commented. However, if you just hand over that old man then a fight can be avoided. Sorry, but our mission is to protect him, Kakashi reasoned. Chen, suit yourself. I just need to kill that man, but first I'll kill you, Kakashi Zabuza said. As he removed his sword from the tree and dashed over to the river nearby. Ninpu. Kurigaku no Jutsu. Soon, the whole forest was covered by a thick layer of mist, and visibility was narrow. The mist is so dense. I can barely see a thing, Narumi said nervously. Let me clear this up a little, Naruto said. Futon. Top. With that, a wind gust cleared up most of the fog, revealing Zabuza right behind them ready to strike. However, Kakashi got there just in time, impaling Zabuza with his kunai. I won't let you lay a finger on my students, Kakashi said to Zabuza. Chen, what about yourself? The Zabuza water clone right next to Kakashi dispelled, and the real Zabuza was standing right behind him, slicing Kakashi apart. However, that also turned out to be a water clone just like Zabuza's, and the real Kakashi stood right behind Zabuza, while holding his kunai right at his neck. Don't move, Kakashi threatened. How did he copy me in the mist? Zabuza thought. This is the end, Kakashi said menacingly. Wow, Mitsuo said shockingly. Show off, he didn't even thank me for clearing up the mist, Naruto thought. Suddenly, Zabuza started laughing. Is this actually the end? He questioned. Turns out that the person Kakashi was holding up was another water clone, with the real Zabuza right behind him. He swung at Kakashi at full power, but Kakashi was able to dodge. Using his sword, Zabuza was able to stop his motion and send a roundhouse kick right at Kakashi, which connected and sent him flying into the river. He crashed onto the surface where Zabuza was waiting for him. Suiten. Sur no Jutsu. Kakashi was then trapped in a bubble of water filled with chakra, effectively trapping him. Suiten. Mizubunshin no Jutsu. With that, another Zabuza water clone appeared. I guess it's my turn now, Naruto said. Narumi, Miss Tuo, protect Tazuna. I got this. I must warn you in advance though, I won't hold back like Kakashi did. Don't get too cocky there, kid, Zabuza mocked. Instead of giving a snarky reply, Naruto flashed right in front of the Zabuza clone with the Rinnegan aimed right at his stomach. Keep up with my speed. First Naruto backfired. After dispelling the clone, Naruto went right to work freeing Kakashi from the water prison. Cage Shuriken no Jutsu. The kunai aimed right at him turned into 100 kunai, causing Zabuza to dispel them in order to dodge the attack. However, he did manage to get hit even after releasing the. With Kakashi now free, the two cornered him until his back was against a tree. But before they could get closer, two impaled his neck, effectively stopping his heart rate. In a moment, a hunter ninja appeared in front of the body. Kakashi examined the body closer, looking for a pulse. He didn't find any. He really is dead. He looked up. As the rest of the team saw the hunter ninbo. Thank you very much. I was looking for the chance to kill Zabuza, the hunter nin replied. He hauled Zabuza over his shoulder. Your battle ends here now. I must now dispose of this corpse. It's a body filled with secrets. Now, if you'll excuse me, he disappeared using ambu transportation. However, this did not sit well with Team 7, especially Mitsuo who wanted to be the one to finish him off. For Naruto and Kakashi, they noticed that the hunter nin did not follow standard procedure because he didn't take them out before disposing of the body. Kakashi-sensei, I think that hunter nin is Zabuza's ally, Naruto said plainly. What? You mean all that work was for nothing? Mitsuo raged. What are you talking about? You didn't do anything when Naruto questioned Mitsuo. Alright, that's enough. But Naruto, I think you're right, Kakashi said. He's taking Zabuza away in order to save him. We should get going though. And with that, Tazuna and Team 7 headed towards the country of the waves, with some work to be done before they face off once again. As Team 7 was entering the country of the wave, they noticed the poverty well present throughout the streets. People and children were sleeping on the street without any blankets or place to stay, living the life of beggars. The stench of trash and dead corpses was almost unbearable to the young genin. How awful was the only thing that Narumi said. Upon entering Tazuna's house, which thankfully was in an area where the stench didn't reach, the team was shown where they were going to stay. They met Tsunami who was in the kitchen making lunch. Hey Dado. Are these the ninja you hired from Konoha? Tsunami asked. Tsunami was wearing her pink shirt with a red border around her neck, arm sleeves, and a navy blue skirt. She had black hair that reached down to the middle of her back. Yeah. Please make yourselves at home, Tazuna told everyone. Grandpa. Everyone saw a little boy rushing up to greet them with black hair similar to Tsunami's, and wearing a yellow shirt covered up by green overalls. In addition, he had a white hat with blue stripes on his head. He looked around the age of Naruto, maybe a little younger. Oh, Inari. How have you been? Tazuna asked. Good. Huh. Inari looked at the ninja in the room. Who are they? They're the ninja I hired so that we can finish constructing the bridge, Tazuna explained. They'll be staying here with us. There's no way they can win against Gato. They're just going. Hey. What do you mean by that? Mitsuo questioned loudly. Mitsuo, calm down, Narumi scolded. There's no such thing. As a hero. There never will be until Gato leaves. Inari said. As he dashed off to his room. What's up with him? Naruto questioned. His father and hero, Kaiza, was killed by none other than Gato because he stood up to him. Ever since, he's been shy and pessimistic to every slimmer of hope. Tazuna explained. He then went on to explain his whole story to them. And I'm not going to recall that whole story. If you want to, it's Naruto episode 12. My husband was a really great man to Inari. His death has taken a toll on Inari. Tsunami continued with tears in her eyes. Naruto stood up and left to go see where Inari was. It was getting dark, and he didn't want him running off in the dark all by himself. He found Inari on the dock with his face looking at the ocean. He had tears in his eyes. As Naruto sat down next to him, trying to hide the tears, Inari rubbed his eyes to get rid of them. As quickly as he could. I heard about your dad passing away. It must have been hard for you at such an early age. Naruto commented. Like you would even understand something like that, Inari said sadly, almost on the verge of another set of tears. You don't even know anything about this country or my dad, so stay out of our business. Naruto glared at him. Calm down for a moment. Inari tried to stop crying, but the tears kept coming. He was my only friend, Sniffle. He saved me when I was drowning. And then he just got killed by a bunch of good-for-nothing thieves. How would you even begin to realize how much it hurts? Well, although I don't know what it's like to lose your parents at a young age, I do know that you have to get past it. Inari looked up at him. If you want to remember your dad's legacy and make him proud, then take his advice to heart. You need to protect your friends close to you with your own arms. Naruto said. Inari immediately recognized the words that Kaiza told him earlier after he saved him. He stopped crying, and his eyes widened at Naruto. Sulking and crying about it will only make it worse. Naruto continued. You have to be brave, for your father's sake, okay? Okay, Inari said. Are you heading back in? No, not yet. Alright, Naruto said. As he headed back into the house knowing that Inari was coming in soon. Upon arriving, he saw that Kakashi was the only one up. It must have been close to midnight by this time. How much longer do you think until Zabuza attacks again? Naruto asked. Give or take, I'd say about 1 week. Any injury that brings a person into a near-death state. As that wouldn't be easy to recover from, so we can assume that Zabuza won't be at 100% the next time we face him. If he decides to attack us. As soon as possible. As he gets up, he will surely bring his accomplice, and I think he can be a formidable opponent. Kakashi explained. I agree, that kid was able to aim right in the exact place in the neck to put Zabuza in a comatose state. Also, we have yet to see his abilities before he vanishes out of there. Naruto said. Yeah. Be careful with him, Naruto. I know you can handle him, but it will be rather difficult to fight while protecting 3 other people. Okay, finish him off quickly so I can save your sorry ass again. Don't get too cocky there, Naruto. He already had his hands full with me, you just gave him the finishing blow. Whatever, you keep telling yourself that all you want, Naruto replied. As he went upstairs to go to bed. 1 week later, Mitsuo and Narumi both learned from Kakashi the tree climbing exercise while getting some tips from Naruto. Naruto, on the other hand, continued to work on a new thing that he claimed was a secret to the rest of the team. The bridge was almost complete now, thanks to the help of the ninjas looking after the workers, who regained a new spirit after hearing that Yandame's son was in town. More people showed up at the bridge every day, either to help build or aid the workers. The town was definitely starting to unify once again in a way that has never occurred since Kaiser passed away. However, Kakashi had a really strong feeling that Zabuza was coming to attack the bridge today. Because of this, everyone, including Tazuna, stayed home so that the ninjas didn't have to protect them during their fight. Also, because they feared that Gato would target their family next. Na-sensei, are you sure that Zabuza is coming today? Mitsuo asked. I'm not some psychic, but I do believe he's coming the second that he gets better. Kakashi explained. Sure enough, the bridge started to get foggy. As Zabuza's mist concealment was activated, everyone in position, Kakashi ordered. As the team stood next to each other, suddenly, there appeared 8 Zabuza water clones that surrounded the group. Go for it, Naruto, Kakashi said. On it, Naruto said. As he sprang into action. After easily taking down the clones with his tremendous speed, Zabuza appeared with his accomplice. A rival has appeared for you, Haku, Zabuza said. It seems like it. Haku replied. With that comment, Haku charged at Naruto in a tornado-like manner, covering himself with wind chakra. However, to Naruto's speed, this was no match. He easily spotted Haku's weak spot, and blocked his attack with his superior speed. This is a kid's play. Is this really all you got? Naruto asked mockingly. I do admit, your speed is superior to mine. However, I'm already 2 steps ahead of you. First, the water on the ground from the water clones. Second, keeping one of your arms busy. With that, Haku started forming one-handed seals. Kijutsu. Sensatsu Sushin, Hidden Jutsu. 1,000 flying water needles of death. The water on the ground was infused with chakra, forming multiple aimed at Naruto. Chen, is that all? In a flash, they each penetrated Naruto's skin without hitting any vital points. However, Naruto's clone vanished. As the real Naruto placed his kunai around Haku's neck. If you have something else, I suggest you use it now, Naruto mocked. Then it can be helped, Haku said. Haku jumped to the side, and started to form more seals. The area around started to get colder. As it was activated. Kijutsu. Nakamheimshim, Hidden Jutsu. Demonic ice mirrors. Suddenly, the water on the ground started to form into thin, ice-covered mirrors that surrounded Naruto. Haku then entered inside one of the mirrors, and his image, to which his image then took form on every other mirror. Pretty solid, it's going to take a while getting out of this one, Naruto thought. Naruto? Narumi exclaimed. Damn it, Mitsuo said, and he hurriedly rushed inside the dome. To say the least, Naruto was furious with his judgment. What the hell, Mitsuo? Why are you here? Naruto asked in a rage. I thought you would want some help, Mitsuo tried to explain. You would have been a better help outside, Naruto said. Now, you might get killed. As if on cue, Haku's assault on the 2 genin started. As it flew across the area, hitting both Naruto and Mitsuo in multiple areas. Mitsuo yelled in agony, while Naruto tried to find a way to counter his speed. He could barely see Haku's movement from between each mirror. So this is Haku's true speed. Even the Sharingan would have trouble keeping up with this, Naruto thought. Suddenly, Mitsuo fell to the ground. As the last bombardment rendered him unconscious. Mitsuo. Naruto never thought he would feel so much rage from having one of his teammates being defeated so easily, especially not Mitsuo. However, seeing his body fall to the floor gave him a train wreck of emotions. He rushed over to care for Mitsuo's body, but it was too late to help him now. That's when Naruto blacked out. The next day, Naruto stiffened. As he woke up, the sun had just started to rise, and he was lying in a bed. Wait a minute, what happened to Mitsuo? Narumi. Kakashi-sensei. Oh, so you're finally awake. Naruto looked over to see that Kakashi was sitting next to his bed, surprisingly not reading his porn. He was so anxious that his next question came out blabbered, and, as quickly as he's ever spoken before. Kakashi-sensei, where's Severino Simi and Watabu, to Mitsuo Narumi and, hold on there, just calm down for a second. Everyone's fine. Naruto finally sighed a breath he never realized he was holding. Thank Kami. But wait, then what exactly happened? As soon as possible. As I blacked out. Well, as soon as possible. As Mitsuo went down, that's when I was finally able to capture Zabuza with my summons. When I was about to come over to help you out, I saw that you had already knocked Haku from her ice mirrors, and he bled to death. I also saw something in your eyes, they changed. It's like they changed color, and turned purple. Here, take a look. He took out a mirror, and Naruto studied the appearance of his new eyes. They were dark purple with a black dot in the middle. There were also black ripples around the pupils made up of perfect circles. Well, what is this? Those, Naruto, are the Rikadu Sennin's famous eyes, also known as the Rinnegan. Naruto was amazed by this discovery, as he immediately went back to study his eyes once again. How could he of all people have these eyes? He read about the legend of the Rinnegan earlier from his father's library like a fantasy. Now, he had those exact same eyes that he dreamed of having. But hold on, he wasn't part of the Senju clan, at least he thought he wasn't, and he definitely did not possess the powers of Uchiha. Wait a second, how did I get these eyes? Well, I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure that your eyes weren't the only things that I felt for sure that didn't feel right to me. For example, it seems that your chakra was completely taken over from something else, like a demon's chakra. A demon? Hi, it's something like I've never experienced before, and that's saying something. Naruto chuckled, knowing Kakashi's experience from when his father was telling him, as he was deliberating who to place as his sensei. But then, where's Narumi and Mitsuo? Narumi is with Mitsuo right now in the other room. He was unconscious when I finally got to him. Not only had I had to deal with Zabuza, but also Gato, who decided to show up after our fight was ending. He then proceeded to go on a rampage against Gato and his men before he also died. Naruto again let go of the breath he was holding. So what about our mission? Well, we still have to finish the bridge, and then we head back to Konoha. When we head back, I suggest that you show your new eyes to your parents, but only them. But why only tell my parents? Naruto asked. Because those eyes are as good as S-rank secret. I'm not sure if Mitsuo and Narumi would be able to hold their tongues when their teammate has the Rinnegan. For the moment, try not to put any chakra into your eyes. Naruto again looked at the moment and tried to cancel his chakra to his eyes. His eyes returned to their normal state, white with his blue pupil. Cool is all Naruto could say, as he started to climb out of bed. Hold up, where do you think of going? Naruto froze. To see Mitsuo and Narumi. Not so fast. Sleep a little longer, then you can go train again. Damn it, you can see right through me, don't you? Nothing gets past my eye. You're not the only one here. Yeah, Naruto resigns, as he falls back on his bed. Fortunately, sleep came easily for him. Konoha. Naruto was thrilled to be back home again. The last mission really took a toll on him and his team. Thanks to Mitsuo, Naruto was finally able to figure out what happened after he blacked out. Flashback. Mitsuo. Narumi screamed, as she saw Mitsuo slump to the ground. She was beyond panic by this point. Her best friend on the team was unconscious, her sensei was too busy with Zabuza to help them out, and Naruto, well, she wasn't exactly sure what was going on with him. She felt an odd chakra coming out of him, but it wasn't really evil in nature. Just revenge-filled, she thought, but definitely not normal. The next thing she saw was Naruto shouting out some she never heard of. Danshin Tenin, Universal Pull. Haku shot towards Naruto's palm at an alarming rate until she reached him. He reached for a kunai in his pocket, and sliced Haku's throat with such ease that troubled Narumi. Narumi started to question just who Naruto became after seeing Mitsuo go down so easily. This clearly was not the same teammate she thought she knew back at the academy. His chakra had changed drastically, and grown exponentially. And that was when she saw it. Naruto's eyes were now purple, and cerulean with black ripples. I bet those eyes are the source of this unfamiliar and eerie chakra I'm sensing, she thought. However, she didn't have any time to think about it anymore, as Naruto collapsed on the spot a few paces from Mitsuo. In her panic, she rushed over to the two of them, without taking into account the fact that Kakashi and Zabuza were still fighting. Naruto, Mitsuo, the words barely came out of Narumi's mouth. Nothing in the academy could have prepared them for this situation. Thankfully, she knew how to apply first aid, and she immediately set to work trying to save Mitsuo. Good, they're still alive, Narumi thought. In that instant, Kakashi's dogs had finally caught a hold of Zabuza, and effectively pinned him to a single point. The fog started to lift from the bridge. However, Narumi couldn't relax just yet, as she continued to apply first aid to her teammates. Zabuza, I didn't realize you were this weak. Narumi looked up to see the source of the newcomer on the bridge. It was Gato himself. Kakashi, I'm about to die. There's no need for your summons anymore. My last request is that you let me kill all those scum over there, Zabuza asked, which surprised Kakashi. Alright, was all Kakashi said, as he handed him a kunai, which Zabuza held in his mouth. His arms were damaged beyond repair, but they weren't necessary. He took care of the rest of Gato's before slowly killing off Gato himself as soon as possible. As he was done, he collapsed and died on the spot. Narumi, let's get these guys back to the house, Kakashi said, interrupting her from her trance. She nodded, and grabbed a hold of Naruto since he was much lighter. Naruto, just what are you? Narumi thought, as she carried him back. Flashback ends. Now, he's heading home from his report to the Hokage. On record, the mission was a success, but the deaths of Zabuza and Haku have taken a toll on him. He knew of the perfect spot to clear up his head, on top of the Hokage mountain. Naruto's been there since the early afternoon. Right now, the sun's about to set, and the full moon is clearly visible behind him. The birds were heading back to their nests, and the trees were in full bloom. Naruto loved the scenery from up here. The village streets were busy, lights were lighting up every building, and there was a sensation of warmth and happiness. The view helped distract Naruto from his current dilemma. First of all, how did he of all people manage to obtain the Rinnegan? He knew his Uzumaki clan was blood relatives with the Senju clan. But how on earth did he manage to get the Uchiha powers or ability to unlock the Rinnegan? However, his thoughts were interrupted when he sensed his father approach him from behind. Naruto, I figured you'd be up here, Minato commented. You're late for dinner, and your mother is just about going to throw a fit. Yeah, I know what Naruto said. But something's been bothering me since our last mission. You mean the Rinnegan? Minato asked. Yeah, I mean something's not adding up. I do have the heritage of the Senju, but I have never heard that the Uzumaki were related to the Uchiha. Well, we're not. But I feel like I should have told you this a long time ago. Now, Naruto was interested in what his father was going to say. The truth is, the night that you were born, there was a masked man that attacked us, more particularly your mother. You knew your mother was the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki before you, right? Naruto nodded. Well, the masked man somehow knew that her seal would weaken during childbirth. He used that moment after you were born to separate me from your mother. He somehow managed to get past both the complex barrier and my Anbu. He released the Kyuubi upon the village, but we were lucky enough to stop it and the masked man from completely destroying the whole village. After the masked man retreated, your mother wanted to drag the Kyuubi with her into her death, but I wanted to seal it for you to protect the village. However, Uchiha Shisui came out of nowhere to seal it inside you, knowing that you would be able to unlock the Rinnegan in the future. He saved both of our lives, and that's why you have the Rinnegan. While Naruto was bewildered at both the bravery of his parents, but also confused about the Uchiha's loyalty to Konoha. Their clan hasn't exactly been the nicest of allies within the village. He guessed that some of them actually had the will of fire inside of them. Now, the sun was completely set. As night began to fall, both father and son talked for a little longer before heading home. When they entered through the door, Kushina awarded both of them with a smack on the top of the head. Where were you? I thought I told you to bring him home right away. Kushina yelled. Sorry Kushina. I had to tell him about the night of his birth, Minato said. Oh, but that doesn't explain why you are an hour late for dinner. Sorry, I got distracted in my thoughts, Naruto said. As he and his father both characteristically scratched the back of their heads. Sai, what am I going to do with you two? Kushina asked rhetorically. A strange white-haired man was peeking around one of the hot springs in Konoha. Besides the binoculars he was currently using, the man was sporting a horned forehead protector with the kanji for royal written on it. He was wearing a short green kimono and matching pants, with a red haori with 2 yellow circles on each side of his torso. He was going to swing by the Hokage's office sooner, but the visual intrigue of the beautiful, sexy woman could not be ignored by the writer of Icha Icha. In the middle of his research, however, a toad approached him, taking him out of his sexual coma. The toad gave him a scroll with the Hokage's symbol on the seal. Minato, you know me too well, the man thought with a small chuckle. With that, he dashed away in a blur according to the average civilian. He jumped from rooftop to rooftop until he reached Hokage Tower. Minato was starting to relax, sinking into his chair after finishing a large stack of paperwork. Suddenly, he heard the window start to open up. Not bothering to look up to see who it is, Minato relaxed and said, Jiraiya-sensei, I wish you would actually come through the door like a normal person someday. Yeah, I will when pigs fly. At least I was able to conduct some research before your toad interrupted me, Jiraiya said. As he nonchalantly sat on the edge of the windowsill, watching the birds go past. So what's this I hear about you having me train Naruto? I thought you wanted to be closer to your godson. What better way than to go on a training trip with him for a few years? Minato asked. I can think of quite a few, but they all involve women, don't they? Yes, they do, Jiraiya said proudly while Minato's sweat dropped from his sensei's antics. He was a super pervert after all. Still, he's a kid. And I can't think of a better teacher than you. I can find another teammate for Mitsuo and Narumi. I'm just messing with you, Minamoto-kun. You need to learn to lighten up a little when you're in that chair. There are some times to relax, and others to be serious. This is my serious side, sensei. Get used to it. Whatever, just tell me when. Preferably by the end of the week would be best. That way, you two can be acquainted for a short time before spending a few years together. Very well, Jiraiya said. As he went back over the edge of the window where he entered, Kushina said, as she headed towards the door. After she opened it, she was surprised to see Jiraiya on the other side. It's been a while, Kushina-chan. A huge tick mark appeared on Kushina's forehead. Will you quit calling me that, you perverted geezer? Now, Kushina. That's not a polite way to greet your son's godfather. Godfather, what are you talking about? Naruto asked, as he approached the two. Oh, allow me to introduce. No? Kushina yelled. I'll do it. Naruto, this is your godfather, and Minato's sensei, Jiraiya, the Sannin. Cool. He's a Sannin. That's right, kid. Minato asked me to train you for a few years, so that something like the mist incident doesn't happen again. Also, as I have already had a student with the Rinnegan, I think Minato was right on the dot when he chose me to train you. I didn't even know that, Kushina said. What happened to him? He supposedly died during the Third Great Ninja War. Jiraiya said. Nonetheless, I have had experience, kid. Don't ever underestimate the great Jiraiya-sama. Yeah, whatever you perverted geezer, Kushina grumbled. Well, see you around, kid. Why don't we say, meet me in 3 days at the village gate at 8. Prepare for a 3-year trip at least. With that, Jiraiya disappeared to the nearest brothel in town. Aware of his habits with women, Naruto. Having Jiraiya's influence on one yellow flash is quite enough for me. Whatever Naruto said. As he walked back to his room to start packing. 3 days later, Mom, you didn't have to pack so much stuff for me, you know. I sealed all I needed in my scrolls. Naruto complained. As his mother added brickloads of stuff into his backpack. I know, but Sai, you're leaving me for 3 years. This is the last thing I can do for you for a long time. But, do I really need all these clothes, Mom? Seriously, you packed a whole year's supply. Then, you only have to do laundry 3 times before you come back. Ugh, I can't win with her, can I? Naruto thought. Much to his relief, his father showed up, in his yellow flash robe, with Jiraiya. Alright, Naruto. This is why we part ways. Remember, do not slack off these next few years. Jiraiya-sensei is one of the best ninjas, even though he doesn't look like it, so work hard, and grow into a great ninja. I know you will, I believe in you. Minato said. As he ruffled up Naruto's hair. Yeah, Iro-senin, let's go already. You're as late as Kakashi-sensei. Naruto complained. As he started to walk away. Naruto, Kushina yelled. As she punched Naruto in the head. Is there something you forgot to do? Oh, I don't find, Naruto said. As Kushina grabbed him into a hug that would kill some ninjas. Mom, I need air now. Oh, sorry, Kushina apologized. As Minato also hugged him. Cough, well, I think it's time to start heading out, Naruto, Jiraiya said. See you, Mom, Dad. Just you wait, I'll surpass you in no time. Naruto yelled. As he followed after Jiraiya. You didn't tell him about the fact that you're pregnant, did you? Minato asked when the 2 ninjas were out of sight. Nope, I figured it would be a good surprise when he comes back, Kushina replied. Konoha Gate. It's been a while, Iro-senin, said a blonde boy approaching the gates. Not much has changed in a while for the young genin. He's been traveling all over the world meeting new people, seeing several new villages, lots of bathhouses, and experiencing how often women can actually spot Jiraiya peeping on them. Having to save his sensei on more than one occasion made him believe that it was a way for him to get some training in by outrunning some elite shinobi they happened to come across. For a kid his age, it's actually quite shocking. He quickly grew out of his old clothes. He now wears black Anbu-style pants with a red tanto strapped onto his right hip holster. In addition, he ditched his old orange jacket for a dark navy blue jacket over his mesh chain shirt. He decided against wearing his sword on this trip, however, which is usually placed beside his right hip. Thank God for seals. Will you stop calling me that already? Jiraiya asked exasperatedly. Nope, not until the day you die, Naruto replied. Sai, no respect for your elders. Where did I go wrong with you? You became a writer for smut. I guess so, but I will never regret it. The chicks love me, and I can't disappoint my favorite fans. It doesn't seem like they admire you as much when you are using them as inspiration for your next novels. What do you know, getting experience in the real world with real women is better than coming up with your own ideas. Whatever, we're already at the gate anyway, Naruto sighed. As he approached the so-called eternal gatekeepers, also known as Kotetsu and Izumo. Nobody has ever been able to figure out what is under Kotetsu's bandage, except for Naruto due to his power. Welcome back, Jiraiya-sama, Naruto-sama. Izumo said after checking their ninja badges for verification. Thus Naruto will be fine, Naruto reasoned with them while walking into the village. Better go stop by 2-Sen's office before he gets too worried. I'll head in with you, just to see how my favorite student is doing. Jiraiya replied. You always say that about you, Sen. I'm starting to think you're playing favorites. I do, because he actually treats me with respect, unlike some I know of. I told you already, drop the porn, and then I might respect you. Never, even if my life depended on it. With that, Jiraiya and Naruto started sprinting across rooftops towards the Hokage mansion. As they entered through the window, they saw Minato reading a certain book of Jiraiya's. Oh no, not you too, Naruto said. As he entered the room. This caused Minato to become a little flustered. As he quickly shut the book before disposing of it into his secret compartment. Why can't you just enter a room like a normal person? And by the way, don't ever tell your mother about this. Minato warned in the most serious manner he could muster at the moment. Oh come on, Minato. You can tell me if you like it or not, Jiraiya said. That edition was one of my better ones. I bet you'll be happy to hear that my new edition comes out next week. I'm not going to comment on that, but you better promise, Naruto, not to tell. Yeah, sure anyway. When can we get to the part of this discussion that actually involves catching up because I haven't been here for 3 years? Naruto asked rhetorically, as he plopped down onto his sofa. Minato started to stutter nonsense until he finally got into his father mode and came over to hug Naruto. How was your trip? Give me all the details. Sorry dad, a ninja has to keep his arsenal a secret. Right, Iro-senin. Minato, expecting this, turned to Jiraiya with a smile. You trained him well, sensei. But, I do demand a full report from you, Hokage's orders. Technically, I'm not part of this village's active ninja roster, so I'm not obliged to follow. However, I'll do this just for my best student. Jiraiya said, looking at Naruto during the last comment. Naruto scowled, fine, but if you do, then tell him what you think what rank I truly am. In truth, he's at the skill level of A. Impressive, Minato commented. Naruto gave his signature smile at this. However, you still have to go through the Chunin exams with a Genin team, no matter what skill level you are. Are you serious? Yes, just because you are my son does not mean that you are allowed to undergo special treatment. Don't worry though, I'll make sure that you will be placed with one of this year's best teams, so they won't hold you back much. Lucky for you, the next batch of Genin take their exams soon. Naruto sighed. He didn't like the idea of having to work with another Genin team after the rough experience from his last one. However, his father did have a point. Fine, but I get to keep my sensei. That's okay with me. Now go home. I'm sure that your mother is worried sick about you right now. I swear, sometimes she became rather problematic. Plus, with you not around, I thought all hell was going to break loose. Both occupants in the room could instantly sympathize with the Hokage. Kushina was a dangerous woman when people opposed her. Naruto made sure to make a mental note not to piss off his mother for the next week or so. Alright, Naruto said, as he exited through the window. I see that he inherited your dislike of doors. Why enter lamely through a door when one can simply make a flashy appearance through a window? Jiraiya asked, as he also made his way to the still open window. Now, I have to get some more research done. Remember, this week is my best student. With that, he dashed out of the room. Before Minato could respond, Jiraiya was already gone. He prayed that neither his sensei nor son would tell Kushina about the Icha. I don't want to know what would happen if it did, he thought, shuddering afterward. He tried to use paperwork as a way to distract himself for the moment. Next week, after a very motherly greeting, full of hugs that lasted hours, and kisses that gave him hickeys, Naruto decided to go to bed as early as possible. As he wanted to spend time with his little sister, he had to meet his new team and sensei today, which meant another trip back to the academy. It was nostalgic at first when he greeted Iruka-sensei in the hallway, but then he soon realized why he hated it so much as soon as possible. As he entered the room where the newly made ninjas were waiting, he saw a large group of girls completely swarming one boy with raven black hair and eyes. Naruto recognized him as Uchiha Sasuke, the last Uchiha. Fangirl sucks to be him, he thought. Strangely, there were only 2 girls not swooning over him. One from the Hyuga who had dark purple hair, and another one with strangely pink hair. Naruto remembered seeing her before, he just couldn't remember when and where. Thankfully as soon as he took his seat, a familiar face came in to quiet the rowdy students down. Alright students, you are ninjas now, which means Iruka started. As Naruto started to stare out in space. He had already heard this speech before this year. After the speech was finally over, Iruka got around to announcing the teams. Naruto already knew his teacher would come extremely late, so he was mostly here just to see whom his dad put on his team. Team 7. Uzumaki Naruto, Haruno Sakura, and Uchiha Sasuke. Your team sensei will be Hada Kakashi. As the teams were announced, and most of the team senseis had picked up their teams, Team 7 was the only team remaining in the classroom. Naruto began to analyze his future teammates. The Uchiha would obviously be skilled, but there was a doubt that his background would make him cold and distant from everyone. That would definitely hurt their teamwork in Kakashi's test. Arrogant bastard, just like the rest of the Uchihas. The civilian girl, on the other hand, seemed like she was Kunoichi of the year for the sole fact that she was smart. Her physical attributes were lacking at best, but at least she would be willing to work with him. In addition, her pink hair wasn't exactly subtle. She seemed a little shy and timid, hopefully she wasn't as bad as the Hyuga girl. After what seemed like an eternity, Kakashi finally entered through the door. Sensei, you beat your old time by 2 seconds, Naruto commented. Well, I guess I was lost on the road of life a little bit faster. Anyways, meet me up on the roof. With that, Kakashi shunshined up to the roof, closely followed by Naruto. After snapping out of their shock, Sakura and Sasuke hurried up the stairs to catch up. Alright, now that everybody's here, why don't you all introduce yourselves? Kakashi asked. As Sakura and Sasuke sat down next to Naruto on the step. Why don't you introduce yourself first, Sensei? Sakura asked. Deja vu talk Kakashi and Naruto at the same time. I'm Hada Kakashi. I have no intention of telling you my likes and dislikes. As for my dream, I have a few hobbies, Kakashi answered. Also deja vu, Naruto thought, remembering his first day as a ninja all over again. Kakashi, recognizing his nostalgia, called out to him, "Alright, Blondie, you start." Naruto deadpanned at this. Nevertheless, he responded, "My name is Namikaze Naruto. I like Ichiraku ramen and sparring with my father. My dislikes are when people hurt my friends and comrades. My goal is to become the best Hokage in history, surpassing my father. My hobbies are studying and training." But to know he matured a little, Kakashi thought with an inward eye smile. "Next, you Pinky. My name is Aruno Sakura. I like giggle. I mean my dreams are giggle. My hobbies are hanging out with my best friend Ino and reading." Every time she giggled she looked over at Naruto, remembering the time he complimented her. Flashback. 6-year-old Sakura was crying in the middle of the pasture behind the Hokage monument. Several older boys today came up to her in the hallway teasing her about her forehead. Ino tried to calm her down, but there was a certain limit she could handle before she hit her breaking point. Suddenly, she caught someone in her peripheral vision with strangely blonde hair that resembled the yondaime, but younger. He saw her crying, and walked over to her to see what was wrong. After hearing about her story, he said, "There's nothing wrong with your forehead. Those guys just don't know what they're missing out on. Your hair is so pretty and pink." Words couldn't express her happiness towards the mysterious blonde, so she instantly hugged him, and thanked him for his compliments several times. After about a solid minute or two, they broke the hug, and Naruto showed her his favorite hiding spot next to the Hokage monument in a section of forest that just happened to bloom cherry blossoms at the time. She never really saw him again, except for the occasional glimpse of blonde hair she saw in her first year as an academy student. Ever since then, she took Ino to his hiding spot at least once a week. Flashback end. The thought of having her hero be on the same team as herself made me ecstatic. All everyone else could think of was, am I missing something here? Next, name is Uchiha Sasuke. I don't really like very many things, and really hate fangirls. My goal, or rather ambition, is to kill a certain man, and rebuild my clan. I knew it. Itachi just had to use Tsukiyomi on him. Now look what happened to him, thought the blonde. Now that that's out of the way, the real Genin test will start tomorrow at 8 AM at Training Ground 7. And remember, don't eat breakfast. You'll just puke. Kakashi informed the group as he turned into a cloud of smoke. Before Sasuke could take off, Naruto warned the others, the threat he made is bologna. Make sure to eat a good breakfast cause he'll probably show up 3 hours late again. Hey Chen, what do you know about the test? Cause I've already taken it, team. Now quit arguing against my warning, and listen. As my teammate. Whatever, Sasuke replied as he took off. So Naruto, right? Naruto nodded. You want to go on a date sometime. Shouldn't you be more worried about the test? How about this, if we pass, then I'll treat you to ramen tomorrow. Okay, sure. Sounds great, Sakura replied as she sped home to tell Ino. Well, this will certainly be interesting, Naruto said to no one in particular, and flashed home. As Naruto had foretold, Kakashi still kept to his lazy ways, and showed up 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 58 seconds late. Sasuke made a mental note not to question the son of Yondaime. Right, same rules as last time. You must get these 2 bells from me before noon. The squad shifted into their battle stance, while Kakashi kept an eye on Naruto. Ready go. Thanks for watching my video. Leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time, till then sayonara.